Hello, and in this video, I'm going to digest the most important topic in PMP, and that is team topic. You see, exam is highly dominated by team topic. And in this video, I'm going to go and explain how to solve those question answers. If you are watching this video for the first time, welcome to my channel. My name is Amer Ali. I help students to become PMP in the minimum possible time, and we do that by making a customized roadmap. If you don't want to read a book, you do not have to read a book. But if you want to read a book, I'll give you this book, Pathway to PMP. And we have more than 3,000 people who have cleared PMP in last 5 years to prove that. Now let's get back to the video. By the way, do subscribe it. Now this is PMP Tactician videos series. I did stakeholder, I did communication, then I did not have the time, or I was lazy, whatever you want to call. I did not do the team topic. So this is basically compiled from the RCS, which we do a lot, how to solve question answers. Like these things you need to know. You must know for your exam. And if you know, you can answer most of the team question. So let's go with it. Okay. So, okay. Tip number 1 to 5. There will be multiple tips, and if you are watching it, I want you to put in the comment box, is this tip relevant for you? Is this tip not relevant for you? Do you think it's useful or it's not useful? Whatever you want, make this comment box more active, because normally I love to have an interactive sessions. Like whenever I'm doing live sessions, even in my classes, I always say comment. I love to read it, but this is going to be pre-recorded, so comment it, I'm gonna read it. And if there's anything, I would love to make short videos on that topics if you have anything that I did not cover. Okay, finally. Yeah. Okay, the first and most important topic when a team comes is to define team charter. Now, what is a team charter? Team charter is a document that establish ground rules. Team charter is a document that establish values. What we are going to value? Ground rules and roles. Like it also going to say how to make decisions and how to handle conflict. This is a very important thing to know. Now, you may ask, hey, Amir, why it is important to know how to take decisions, how to handle these things? You will get a question, two team members are having a conflict, which document will refer? You will get a question that we want to make a decision, how to do that? Whenever you get such type of question, the first primary thing is team charter. Team charter also can have inside it which language to use, how to communicate, what are the things to add into that. A very important thing. Now, team charter can be called as social contract, working agreement, or team charter itself. Please do not confuse it with the project charter. Project charter is a charter of the project, how the project is going to happen, what are the things in the project, scope, schedule, quality, high level risk, and that is not editable in the project. Whereas team charter is made by the team, initially a project manager makes, and then as we move forward, team can update it, team can change it according to the requirement. So that's your team charter, working agreement, social contract, whatever you want to say. Acha, some organization have separate ground rules. Even in PMI, it is sometimes referred as a separate document. So if there's a question between which document will say like how to held the meeting, what are the basic rules, language to use, and you have option of team charter and ground rules, you will go with the ground rules. Ground rules will supersede in that patent cases. But normally you will only have one document. Then as a project manager, you need to act like a servant leader, right? That is the mentality of the entire PMP, that you need to act like a servant leader. That is for sure. That is the one thing that we need to do. I need to identify the training needs. What does servant leadership mean? Servant leadership means I need to identify the training need assessment. What are the requirements of the training for each team member? What do they need? Why do they need? Okay, why do they need this training, and how the training will be delivered, and once the trainings are done, what will be the base or outcome to be measured. Okay, for example, let's say if I get a training how to write better. I know when you are reading, you must be feeling the writing is poor. I understand. So let's say if someone identify that Amir needs this training, they provide me training. After that, after that, if the handwriting is improved, that is good. Otherwise, maybe multiple trainings may need. It is important for a new skill, for a new thing, maybe multiple times and multiple trainings are needed. One training may not fulfill everything. So you may have to look or relook and see how we can improve into that. So identify that training, provide that training, and fulfill that. Now we do that in the forming stage when a team comes, but sometimes even before the forming stage, I would say when you are hiring the team member, we identify these are the skills that are required, these are the skills that are needed for my project, and you hire the team member from that. Let's say level 1 to 5. You need people at 4 level skills or 5 level skills, but they are very expensive. What we can do, I can hire a person at 2 level skill and train them. It can be inexpensive. So you need to do those trade-off, what level of skills are required. Now, this Tuckman ladder is one of my favorite thing in the project management. It actually explains the entire journey of PMP. It explains how the team comes through that. It can be called as stages of team. You need to know each part of it: forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning. What happened in each part, what role project manager play in each part, right? Because that is critical for the exam. You can get a drag and drop question. You can get some out of relation question in that. Like there can be something that into it, and I need to identify. So let's go with the forming stage. Now, forming is a stage where first of all, I make the team charter. Then it is a stage where each team member will be doing the best they can. They will be at their best behavior. They wants to make sure that you hired us, you hired the right people, but they are working as an individual. Here, project manager need to be autocratic or dictator, or like provide direction to the people. That direction and structure is extremely critical. If people don't know the structure, there will be a problem. Just imagine you want to fly from New York to Dubai, and there is no line, and everyone wants to go to the airport. Everyone wants, like, let's take only one flight is there from York to Dubai, only 400 people. If there's not a structure that one person first go to check their passport, like it's not a proper defined structure, there will be a mess. So in the forming stage, in the initial, I need to identify structure, direction. This is being a servant leader. Servant leader is not just provide the trainings. No, servant leader is providing the needs of the team, identifying and working into that. Very important. Act like a directive or even a autocratic is fine at this level. But once you pass from forming, another stage come. Now that is called storming stage. Very critical. Here now team starts having conflict with each other. Team starts having problem with each other. What PMI said, tussle of leadership. No, I am right. My way is the right way. I have done this way, it is worked. Everyone is right. The problem here is that everyone is right and everyone is wrong. I don't know. For that, I need to use a skill of active listening. I need to listen their words. I need to listen emotions behind it. I need to see what is happening. Active listening will be used, very critical skill, very important and extremely needed in the project. You use that, of course, you use emotional intelligence. Like What is emotional intelligence? Self-awareness, knowing yourself, self-management. Like, I know myself, how I'm gonna manage that. Social skills, understanding other people, empathy, what they are feeling. Now that's a normal thing. If you are a seasonal project manager, you know that all the teams pass through that. And finally, understanding different motivational theories so that you can identify the level of conflict. I know that as a project manager, not all conflicts are created equally. There are 5 levels of conflict. Which level the conflict is? Is it level 1, problem to solve, where project manager does not interfere? He just sit there, try to listen, understand, okay, why the conflict is happening, and work into that. Or is it disagreement or contest, crusade, world war? Identify the level and use the technique accordingly. Conflict management is very critical for that. So once you manage the forming stage and then storming better, now we move toward the norming stage. Norming is that now people start understanding the habits of each other. People start understanding what mistakes they are making, what mistake we are making, how we can add value, what are things not adding value, what we can do into that. This stage, they need our support, mentorship, like being a servant leader, identifying, anticipating their need. This is, if I say this stage is more like when now children's have passed, like 13 is a for sure for children, 13 to 15, 16 is a storming. They are going through emotions and changes, so they are in the storming stage. Now they are almost 18 to 22, 23. They need your support. I'm just taking the example of children to understand. Now the team knows what is good for them, what is bad for them, how to work together, but they may need occasional support. So support them, guide them. Don't impose them all the time, but be there. Be present for them. Now team understand habits of each other here. Let's keep working into that. Finally, once that team reaches the performing stage, this is the ideal stage. I like to say that now, since always we need to follow situational leadership, now here project manager act like in a laissez fire condition. Okay, hands off, let the team do it. They don't need my all the time my responsibility. They can do things themselves. Just let them do this thing. Okay, let them do this thing. Don't overemphasize that. Then finally, once the project is over, experience is over, we are at journeying stage. Here I again would say I need to coach and support them, because we need lesson learned from the team. Some people are losing job, they are confused. You see, when people don't know from where my next paycheck will be coming, their behavior changes. I need to respect that. People are counting on their salary. There are so many things that they have planned it now, but project is ending, they are confused, they are looking for job, but we need their support. We need their uh, project management skills to be transferred so that it can be done other way. You need to understand them, support them, so that we can pass through this stage. The very important thing I did said before, whenever any conflict happen, we always need to refer team charter, because team charter will be a document that will be guiding you regarding the conflicts into that. If you have watched video so far, put in the comment at which stage project manager act like a coach, and at which stage the project manager do laissez faire, hands off approach. I would like to know. So whenever the question says the conflict has happened, straightforward, I will go to the team charter. Okay. Acha, record, we always need to measure team performance. Okay, identify when we provide the trainings, that what are the outcomes of the trainings, and then those can be updated in the resource management plan, but the most important is in the lesson learned, so that that can be used for future use. Like I provided these trainings, maybe diversity training, maybe trainings that help them along the way. So whatever the trainings you provided, update in the lesson learned register, which becomes the part of OPS, right? It's important. Acha, interestingly, when any employee goes to the training, employee capability, like the pool of employees that is available, that is a part of EEF. Employee capability or employee database is the part of EEF. We always use servant leadership mentality, not just in agile to sport, but all the time, even in adaptive, even in predictive. We always be there for our team. We anticipate the needs that they may have. We anticipate what is required of them, and we provide those trainings. We provide those coaching. That is gonna help them a lot. So act like a servant leader. Provide food, shelter, water, anticipate the needs, provides that training. This is servant leadership. Then next is transactional leadership. Transactional leadership is based on rewards and plenties. I like to also call it as a stick and carrot. If you do something, you will get this thing. If you don't do that, you will not get thing. So rewards and plenties are also there. Transformational leadership is someone who transform the entire behavior, who changes the entire environment. Transformational leadership. Lasses fire, I like to call it as a absent father, is a person like when the team reaches at a certain stage, they don't need your daily sport. Let them do their thing. And this is important. If I don't do continuously, team will need over needs how to do that, how not to do that. So let them do their thing. Lasses fire, hands off approach, let them do their things. Charismatic, I like to call it as a Superman or Captain America. I like Superman more, so I'm gonna say Superman. So Superman, like one person is a one-man show because of his charismatic personality that people are following to this thing. Because he's such a charismatic leader, you are doing those things. Then interactional leader, depending upon that, it's near to situational leadership, we do that. Now comes a conflict management strategies. Conflict management strategy, all of them are very important, but the most important thing is that in all the conflict management strategy, I need to identify the keywords there. Okay, what are the keywords in that? So avoid. Acha, avoid is a very dangerous word in PMP because avoid is used in risk as well as in team topic. It has a different purpose in risk as well as in team topic. In here, avoiding is basically no action, or maybe documentation. You just document it, you don't take action to that. No action whatsoever. Maybe you just document it, but you are not taking any proactive action. You are just being reactive. Maybe the issue is not important, whatever the reason is, but you are not taking action. Accommodate, avoid is lose-lose situation. Accommodate is lose-win situation. When you consider that I have to maintain the relationship, when you consider that other part is more important, this is more used when the other person is more important, he is the boss, you want to make him happy, so you let go things. Even you know you are right, you say, okay, whatever you are saying, let's do that. Accommodating. Compromise is basically both parties give up something. Give up something. We say, okay, let's give up something into that. That is compromising. Smoothing is that you delay the conflict for some better time. You say, okay, you heard it. An interesting thing between avoid and compromising. Avoiding is that you don't even discuss the issue. Smoothing, you discuss the issue, but you delay it later on. Okay. This is these keywords that I'm sharing you, they're very important for exam. Understand them. Directing, you are forcing the solution. You are telling them do it this way. That is like you force the solution towards them. Collaborate. Okay, this is win-lose. This is again lose-win. This is collaborate is win-win. You listen to both parties, you understand what are their requirements, how do you want to resolve it, and then you move ahead with that. A win-win situation. Okay, so when you are solving question, there are few things that I also need to mention, like eliminate answer where PM micromanage. Unless the team is in the forming stage, Like there are four options, wherever the which option says that okay, I need to micromanage, I'm not gonna go with that option. That option is out of the way. And this is especially in the agile setting. Like you have four options and there's an option saying that root cause analysis. Do the root cause analysis, identify the reason, document it. That is always preferred on any other option. So whenever there are two options, the one option says that do this thing, the other option says do a root cause analysis and then do that. We always go towards that, because as a project manager I need to stop, think and then act. Like stop, document, think, act. Identify the reason before acting it. If I don't do the root cause, it is gonna come again and again. That we don't want to do. Favor collaborative answers. So wherever both parties go for win-win, that is the action I need to do. That is an action I need to do. That is an action I need to consider. That is the best course of action for me. Okay, so whenever there's urgency, something, immediate action for crisis, there are two things that I need to understand. If there's a thing that I need to solve it immediately, or I want to improve the processes, they are two different type of question. So whenever the question says this need immediate, don't immediately put an issue log and do it. Then at that time, raise a change request, do that. That's very rare, but if that thing comes, sometime we can bypass it. But as a general, always put in the issue log and then move forward into that way. Always, whenever there are team members, Marshall Goldsmith called it 360-degree feedback. I need to get the feedback from the team member, understanding them, give the feedback, take the feedback, make it 360-degree. It's best way that we need to do. And if you want to give them negative feedback, do it alone. If you want to give positive feedback, somebody did a great thing, said it in the meeting, said it in front of everyone. Very important rule. You want to correct somebody, private. You want to congratulate, in public. Okay. So motivational theories, Herzberg theory is basically hygiene agent and motivating agent. Hygiene agents are things that must be present. If they are not present, I get demotivated. But no matter how much I increase them, I don't get motivated. Okay. Motivating agents are growth, opportunity, adding value. For example, I am motivated to make this thing because I know I don't know who I have this opportunity. This video can change lives of people. Those people who are preparing for PMP, this can open opportunity for them. So I want to add that value. Okay. So that is motivating agent for me. That's why I'm making this video on Monday, on 4th of August, on my working day, because this is important for me. Parkinson's law. Parkinson's law basically states that if I give something like 10 minutes, it will take 10 minutes. If I give 20 minutes, it will take 20 minutes. Time expands. You see, I am making this video. I set a timer here. Okay, if you can see, I set a timer here that I have to complete this video in this time. If I give more time, now I like to go expand things, but I want to limit the video at a certain time. I don't want to expand it. Don't want to make a 2 hour video of this topic. I want you to watch the entire thing. So I limit it. If I give it more time, it will expand it. Okay. So swarming is a concept which team uses when all the team members start working on one thing together. There's an issue, the entire team need to work. It's swarming. If a question says there's a problem, we all want to work together, swarming can be issue. RACI, responsibility, accountability, consult, inform. RACI identifies at the end of the day who will be accountable. That's important because people think responsible and accountable is same. It's not. We need to identify who is accountable for that. Resource management plans identify how to acquire, develop, manage, control the resources. Every single thing about resources. There are 4 types of resources: manpower, machinery, money, material. But whenever we say resource management plan, most of the time we're talking about only team members. Okay. Do we have resource calendar here? Do we also use resource calendar? Resource calendar is a document that basically gives like when the team members will be available, when they will not be available. Resource calendar. RAM, only talk about responsibilities of the people. Acha, when we provide the training, when we give the work to the team member, I need to evaluate them. I use feedback and I customize things into that. Whenever team is not growing team building activities are very efficient into that. This actually helps you to build trust and collaboration. I remember I have never met my students in Saudi Arabia. I went last year in Riyadh. We had a cup of tea. The relationship now I had with them is entirely different. It built trust and collaboration. Project manager believes what Peter Drucker says, that whatever you don't measure, you don't improve. So I need to continuously measure the progress. That's why we use information radiator. We have daily stand up. We do sprint review, retrospective. We want to measure the process. Okay. So many times people get confused. Why do we use observation? Okay. Now observation, it can be job shadowing. It can also be like job shadowing. You see what other person is doing, you try to copy into that, right? So we do that to improve the things, to improve the dynamics of the team. Okay. So when we want to understand strength and weaknesses, I will use SWOT analysis. When I want to get a confidential information, such information which people will not give as a general, I will use interviews. Interviews is I will have a one-to-one discussion with you. I will identify what do you need, what you don't need, what helps you, what don't helps you. So interview play a great role into that. Okay, identifying the individual need. I need to use strength, weakness, opportunity analysis to identify the like what task I'm gonna give them. Recognize self-organizing team in agile. Like in agile, the team are self-organizing. Let them plan their task. Let them do their task according to that. So we discuss if there's underperformance, maybe identify the training need and provide the training needs to them. If some issues are continuously occurring, root cause analysis is important and very important. I discussed this thing. Resolve team issues, we use team charter. Okay, this is very important. Rewards and recognition. Many people provide the rewards and recognition and they don't customize it. Whenever you are providing rewards and recognition, we need to customize it according to each team member. Like religion, customs, and things of those nature must be identified whenever you are providing somebody rewards and recognition. Rewards is tangible, like money, straightforward, can be measured. Recognition is good job. You did a great job, tap on the back. So both are important, both are critical for project. We need to provide them. Few motivational theories that we didn't discuss into that, like Maslow hierarchy of needs. Whenever the question says that people needs, like you lost the job, let's say the question is that you lost the job, now you are worried that worried about the progress and you are not focusing on anything else. Which theory is that? Maslow, because basic needs has to be there. The question is that a person believes you must come on time and on time and they monitor the progress. What type of theory is it? Theory X. Your organization believe that just give you the task, you will do it yourself, no need to measure. Theory Y, right? Then expectancy theory. If I expect something to good, I will do into that. I expect this video will add value, so I'm giving my time, I'm giving my 100%, more than 100%, so that you can understand that. Expectancy theory. Then we have halo effect. Halo effect is basically why we buy a lot of things, because we see sportsmen, athletes, they are wearing those clothes. We say, okay, if they are wearing it, it should be good. So let's get into that. That's halo effect. You get haloed by that person. Okay, he's wearing, it has to be good. Maybe, I don't know, but he's wearing, it looks like, let's get that. Halo effect. Then Macklin's theory. People are motivated by power, achievement, and affiliation. So that needs to be either you are motivated by power, achievement, or affiliation. Important thing. We are covered with almost everything. Resource calendar we discussed. It gives you when the resources will be available. We need to manage communication challenge of the team members. How the communication is happening as a project manager, you need to understand. One final thought into that. It is the job of the project manager to build environment, to build a team. This is the job of the project manager. This is not the job of the sponsor. This is the job of the project manager to build a team which can make mistake, but once they make the mistake, they should learn from that mistake so that they don't repeat that mistake. That is the most important job of a project manager. They make a mistake, they learn from that mistake that they can improve it. But he should build an environment where mistakes are allowed and they can be done and we can learn into it. An important concept whenever you are getting team is, instead of getting I type team member, like they are good in what, get a T type team member, that they have depth in one field and width into that, so that you can cross train team member to avoid single point of failure. T type leader is very important in that team topic. And of course, we discussed in last virtual and team challenges, mention them, use them, how you are going to handle a virtual team member. Why don't you put in the comment, you are a virtual team member watching it, what are the challenges of the virtual team? Put 5 of them. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you like the video, do subscribe it. I'm gonna try to put one video per week, so that you can learn more for it. And if you haven't taken the training, the best in the business, enroll now. You see, this is the Parkinson's law. So I completed in that time. I was waiting for 1 minute. So this is Parkinson's law. You time box those things. If you give more time, it will take more time. If you give less time, it will take less time. I hope that video adds value. If it does, gives a thumbs up, put a comment, what did you learn, and share it with your friend who want to learn from PMP. And if you want to enroll on a program, the registration is open. Contact me at 848-338-0545 or just comment it. I will share my number. Bye bye. Do subscribe. As Mr. Beast says, if you don't subscribe, I will cry.